In today's video, we will discuss MRI of the right shoulder joint in a clinical and academic perspective. Shoulder pain is one of the most common musculoskeletal complaints encountered in orthopedic and general practice. Due to the complex anatomy and extensive range of motion, accurate evaluation of shoulder pathology is often challenging with conventional imaging. MRI is considered the imaging modality of choice for comprehensive assessment of shoulder joint pathology. Functional anatomy of the shoulder joint. The shoulder joint is a highly mobile synovial joint that sacrifices stability for mobility. Osseous components: humeral head, glenoid fossa of the scapula, clavicle. Articulations: glenohumeral joint, acromioclavicular joint, AC joint, rotator cuff complex. The rotator cuff plays a vital role in dynamic stabilization of the shoulder joint. It consists of supraspinatus, infraspinatus, subscapularis, teres minor. Additional structures: glenoid labrum, increases joint congruity, joint capsule, coracohumeral and glenohumeral ligaments, subacromial subdeltoid bursa. MRI provides excellent visualization of all these soft tissue structures, which are poorly evaluated by X-ray or CT. MRI of the right shoulder joint. Magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, is a non-invasive, radiation-free imaging modality that uses strong magnetic fields and radiofrequency pulses to generate high-resolution, multiplanar images. MRI of the right shoulder joint evaluates bone marrow, articular cartilage, tendons and muscles, labrum, ligaments, bursa, joint capsule. Clinical indications. MRI of the right shoulder is indicated in chronic shoulder pain, restricted range of motion, suspected rotator cuff tear, post-traumatic shoulder injury, shoulder instability or recurrent dislocation, frozen shoulder or adhesive capsulitis, sports-related injuries, preoperative planning, postoperative evaluation. MRI protocol and sequences. A standard shoulder MRI includes commonly used sequences: T1 weighted images, anatomy and marrow; T2 weighted images, fluid and edema; proton density fat suppressed images; STIR sequences; post-contrast T1 fat suppressed images, when indicated. Imaging planes: axial, coronal oblique, sagittal oblique. Coronal oblique plane is particularly important for rotator cuff evaluation. Rotator cuff pathology. Rotator cuff tear, most common indication for shoulder MRI. Types include partial thickness tear, articular surface, bursal surface, intrasubstance; full thickness tear, massive tear with tendon retraction; associated muscle atrophy and fatty infiltration. Supraspinatus tendon is most frequently involved. Rotator cuff tendinopathy. MRI findings include tendon thickening, increased signal intensity on T2/PDFS, loss of normal fibrillar pattern, adhesive capsulitis or frozen shoulder. MRI features thickening of joint capsule, obliteration of axillary recess, thickened coracohumeral ligament, synovial enhancement on post-contrast images. Clinically presents with pain, progressive restriction of both active and passive movements. Impingement syndrome. MRI findings: reduced subacromial space, acromiospur, supraspinatus tendon compression, associated bursitis, often associated with type 2 or 3 acromiomorphology. Labral pathology. MRI can detect SLAP lesions, Bankart lesions, posterior labral tears. MRI arthrography provides superior sensitivity for subtle labral tears. Bursa and synovial pathology. subacromial subdeltoid bursitis, joint effusion, synovial hypertrophy, inflammatory arthritis. AC joint pathology. MRI findings include joint space narrowing, osteophyte formation, subchondral sclerosis, capsular hypertrophy. Common in elderly patients, overhead activity workers. Bone marrow abnormalities. MRI is highly sensitive for bone marrow edema, occult fractures, osteonecrosis (AVN), stress injuries. MRI safety and preparation. No ionizing radiation. Generally no fasting required. Remove all metallic objects. Screen for pacemakers or metallic implants. Renal function assessment before contrast administration. Interpretation of MRI report. Key components: osseous alignment, rotator cuff integrity, tendon signal and thickness, labral status, bursa and effusion, AC joint changes. Final impression. Impression guides clinical decision-making. MRI findings and clinical correlation. MRI findings must always be correlated with clinical symptoms, physical examination, functional limitation. Imaging abnormality alone does not mandate surgery. Conclusion. MRI of the right shoulder joint is the gold standard imaging modality for evaluating shoulder pathology. It allows accurate diagnosis, early detection of soft tissue injury, proper treatment planning, avoidance of unnecessary surgical intervention. Outro, academic tone. If you found this discussion helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more